J, Shuler, baby. Molly. Everybody hates Shu, everybody not you. Some people lack integrity, some of them look like you. See they reflection in your eyes, some people run when they can't hide. I've been outside the line so long, it's like I'm courtside. Where I belong is irrelevant, all special. Welcome back to the Everybody Hates Shu Podcast. I'm your host, J. Shuler, and this is
Myraq.
And we are back with episode 504. Who cheats more, men or women? Now, I know we all have our own opinions, but I'm going to read this article, all right? It's from marriage.com, okay? All right, okay, marriage.com.
It sounds like one of those questions on Family Feud. We asked 100 and something people.
What this says is, as of 2023, cheating statistics reveal intriguing insights into infidelity among men and women and how common cheating is. While the gap is narrowing, men still lead in infidelity rates. Okay, before you get all happy over there, I see you smiling. The statistics on cheating in marriages indicates that about 20% of men and 13% of women have reported being unfaithful to their spouse. This disparity suggests differing motivations and opportunities between genders. Now they have a little bit more. So they say, looking at cheating statistics, Australia specific, there's a similar pattern to global trends. One article suggests that around 45% of men and 35% of women have admitted to cheating in some form during their relationship, highlighting that the issue transcends cultural boundaries.
So men still cheat more, even in Australia. It don't matter the demographic.
I love that.
They be cheating.
I love that that's what you got from this. Now, what I got from this is that women cheat just as much, almost as much as men. And I
almost doesn't count.
See, what I am tired of this whole thing of like it being men versus women. This is a human thing. It's a human thing.
It's common.
I believe it's a human thing, and everyone is a little devious. That's what I believe. I believe a lot of everybody's being dishonest out here, but in this case, men happen to be more. I'm not going to deny that. But
horrible, horrendous.
It is. But so I think that just opens up a can of worms of like the relationship between men and women in this country, especially from the African American experience, because that includes like everything about this country, including slavery, women's rights to vote, blacks' rights to vote. It's like in our society, especially where if you look at the 2025 Project 2025, and just how the J.D. Vance saying these childless cat lady women with no children, how people who don't have families maybe should pay more taxes, ridiculous stuff. But I feel like this is the thing about the role, for some people, the role a certain group of people feel like women should play in society and men should play in society. And just because...
Yeah, misogynistic.
Yeah, because back in the day... I'm sorry, my cat is just running rampant.
I keep trying not to look at her.
Keanu, get out of here. You know we're filming. I love you, but you have to go. Unless you're going to come sit on my lap.
I've never seen her before. I've been
come
over
here
here so many times. This is my first time seeing the cat, y'all.
She's being just bad. What's it saying, though? Because, before women start to even get into the workplace, they had a specific place at home, taking care of children, cooking, cleaning. That was their role. Like nothing else. Just, I don't want to demean that, but it's just like the way men look down on women. Like why are you even speaking? There's no, it's not a partnership at that point. So then it's like, the whole same thing, like, well, I'm going to tell you pretty much when we can have children.
Yeah.
Like this thing of not having rights. So I only bring that up because this dynamic of like men being able to go cheat and it'd be normal. It'd be a normal thing. Because it was a normal thing. Men were cheating all the time. And you're not, it's supposed to be like, well, that's just what men do. That's just what men do. Men are going to be men. But the women are supposed to stay home and be faithful and accept, which is nuts to me. So it's not surprising, maybe because men have had a head start. I'm not making an excuse for us being higher, but it might just be because we've had a head start. Because I just believe
I just feel like it's in y'all nature, and I'm not being funny, but y'all have a competitive nature. So
I think it's in everyone's nature.
no, it goes back to animals like males and like different species. Y'all just are competitive. Y'all have a competitive nature. Y'all are put on earth to reproduce no matter what you are. Like, it's called competition if you're trying to be scientific about it. But that's what y'all was. That's why I don't be like too offended about men cheating, because that's what I just be like, that's what you was here to do. And then I know it just offends them so much when I say it like that, but I'm like, that's what y'all here to do. It's in y'all genes. It's in.
I believe
It's just in y'all.
I believe people choose to cheat.
You can be strong and not to, but most people aren't strong enough to like not do it. They're gonna do it every time they are presented with the opportunity.
Which to me, that's just a person thing, because if you're disloyal or you lie all the time, like, and this is not when people are dating. This is you being like,
Just a regular
we're in a
person.
relationship, we're exclusive, or we're in a marriage. We're not in. This is not a polyamorous marriage. It's not a polyamorous relationship. We're not in an open relationship, and that's understood. When you're cheating on someone, there has to be deceit. You have to be being secretive. You have to be withholding information if you want to say you're not lying. So there's a whole personality
Withholding
thing
information is a good one.
Yeah, because there's a whole personality thing that goes behind it. Like,
This way she's staring at me. Are you gonna come here?
No, because she's a little bitch.
Pizza.
I love her.
I just want to look at you. Hi.
She's been.
Hi. Come here.
She's been on one today.
You want to come?
I gave her
Okay.
treats. But like, did I give her catnip treats? But no, I hear what you're saying though. I hear what you're saying. But I think I was a little naive to how women do cheat. Like, women do cheat, and I think women are better at it than men. Believe they are.
No comment.
Yeah, I believe that to be true wholeheartedly. Especially if you have a sucker like I, who just will give you the benefit of the doubt that you're telling the truth. No more. No more.
I mean, we do it better.
I do believe that. I believe that to
we
be
do
true.
Everything better. Kinda.
This
Except
debatable.
for the men jobs.
It's debatable. I really am realizing, I'm like, I hate this thing, and we pit stuff against each other all the time, whether it be religion or race, culture, whatever it is. But I feel like this whole thing of like, well, men might cheat more than women, or women are sneakier, even though I just said that.
Women cheat because it's emotional.
I feel like it's...
and that's where y'all gonna always get it wrong, yeah. Yeah, I think y'all know so much. Women do everything based off emotion. Some women, I might even give y'all the benefit of the doubt saying most women. But you have some of them out here, I don't need no emotions. You look good. Just like how these niggas be like, you look good. I'm trying to see what it do. Some females be like, you look good. I'm trying to see what it's like.
But see, I think it's a human thing, because you can have that idea in your head, but you go, but you know what? I'm with somebody.
Right.
I'm trying to be faithful.
And that's where that discipline comes in, that respect for that person, everything. That's why I feel like at the end of the day, when people cheat, it was a lack of respect.
Exactly.
You didn't have no discipline. You was holding information, like, you know, and then it is that cause or that reason where everybody be like, well, some people don't cheat just for the sex. It'd be because of what's going on in the relationship. Okay, but did you communicate that to your partner before you did it? Like, everybody try to justify their reason for cheating, but at the end of the day, you cheated.
That's the thing.
And you have to, if you really want me, you have to work back to get me to that spot. See,
for me, it's done once, because like you said, it means you don't respect me and you lied. Mm-hmm. It's like the two things that I immediately ask for in any kind of relationship, because I'm not going to make you look stupid out here. I don't want you making me look stupid out here.
Exactly.
So it's just a thing about respect. Once you do that, I can't, first of all, how can I believe anything you saying to me? Anything.
Right.
And I'm an actor. I'm a trained actor. I went to school to act. I get paid to act. Like, you're putting on a role. You have to remember a script, and that script is your lie. I had boys that were like were serial cheaters, and I'm like, damn, y'all gotta keep up lies. You gotta include your friends in lies.
But see, that's how you be knowing that some people don't. That sounds so bad, but some people don't know how to cheat. I do. Like, they don't know how to cheat. Like, they just doing it all wrong. They coming up with these like if you gonna cheat, you gotta stick to the closest story to what really happened. You can't be just telling a whole new story, because of course you're gonna fucking forget. You ain't did none of that shit you just talked about.
But see, that's the thing. If you don't cheat, you don't have to have a playbook on how to cheat.
Right. I don't cheat.
I just say, hey, this ain't working out, and I think that I might, if I had the opportunity to fuck this person, I think I would. We need to have a conversation about our relationship. Oh, okay. Actually, I was feeling the same way. Oh, perfect.
And we can talk about it. But it's like you don't find that in adult relationships, because sometimes you would talk to your partner about the issue and they would just pacify it. They will correct the wrong for 2 weeks and then still be back doing it. And I'm not about to keep repeating myself.
But see, this is the thing. I think the reason why I push so much it being a human thing too is because I feel like what men would do in just history all the time is try to villainize women for human desires and the same desires that they have. Even Adam and Eve, even when you really look at that story, and it doesn't even really actually make sense when you think about the fact that they're saying.
I saw this one post that was like, niggas lie so much, I started to think that Adam ate the apple and blamed it on Eve. I laugh at that all the time, because low key,
already the rules. Well, first of all, you can see a dude being like, "Oh, apple, because
y'all don't listen." So the fact that y'all trying to make it seem like Eve didn't listen.
And on top of that, think about it. They said that Eve came from Adam's rib. That don't make any sense. Think about it. If now we're talking about the whole rib, but if we're talking about like a human coming from another human, and we're talking about that area, we're talking about a woman giving birth. So how is it that a woman's coming from a man's rib when it's definitely the other way around? So, but who was in charge during this time? Men. So I just and it's
the
all
movie Barbie just like justifies this whole thing. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen it.
It definitely like talks about this, like, cause the world Barbie was ran by Barbies, which are all women, and the men were like the little chore boys. And then Ken went to America with freaking Barbie and found a library and read up on patriarchy and came back and turned Barbie world into Ken world, basically, and then had all the
oh wait, don't tell me anything else. That sounds great.
So it's literally about what you were talking about, and it's just like, yeah, women should do this. And
no.
Yeah, and Barbie was like, what the hell? Like, what?
Because that does bring me to the role of men and women in today's society, where now we have it where, you know, people are not even subscribing to a gender. People are gender fluid. There's non-binary. You know, there's so many things going on, and
I don't mean to laugh.
I mean, yeah, everyone has their opinion on it, but my thing is, at the end of the day, everyone's human. Everyone's human.
Everyone's human.
Everyone's still gonna have the same human desires. Even
it's just so stupid. Man.
But this is what happens.
I'm sorry, don't ban me.
But this is what happens though when people are oppressed and not able to be themselves because of a patriarchy or the laws don't want them to. It explodes like this because for so long women weren't allowed in the workplace. They weren't allowed to do this. So when you start to get the freedom, you might want to be promiscuous. You might not want to have kids. You might not ever want to be a mother at all because of what society has said your role has to be. Mm-hmm. Same thing with men. Men have to be this masculine person, this provider, this thing. A lot of these guys that are like this are like Trump's and Jake Paul's. If that's your thing, that's great. But to me, that's not what masculinity is. Mm-mm. I don't look at Trump and think that he's a masculine man at all.
He's just controlling.
He just has money and is controlling, and people are yes men. That's it. Even the boxers, I mean, they're athletes. Of course, they're gonna look good. They're gonna be, you know what I mean? Like that makes sense. But this idea of what masculinity is supposed to be. Sometimes I think it's toxic. The same thing that they try to put on women. I think it's very toxic. Just let people be.
Be people. It ain't killing you at the end of the day.
Not at all. So I think when that's what you're gonna get though, you're gonna get a big blowback where people are just like, yeah, I want to be myself, and it seems like it's a lot. It seems like people say there's an agenda. No, people are just trying to be people and trying to figure out how to be people. And if we allowed, instead of pushing back, we can create spaces that make us all feel comfortable. But it shouldn't be this one way and that's it.
Yeah.
When like for you can look back in history and you can see where the Greeks, the men used to have little boys as boyfriends. That was a known thing. They would go on fishing trips. There's some of y'all still talking about y'all going on fishing trips with the homies. So you get what I'm saying?
Summer vacation.
This gene has always been there. Women have not been able to express themselves sexually, which is just think about not being able to express yourself sexually at all.
Yeah.
Like that's not human nature. It's in all of our natures to be sexual. It's in all of our natures to want to be, just in our nature.
Yeah. That's all like, I don't know. It's just so much that goes around it with the roles. I do just believe that we are all humans, and like, you just shouldn't have gender roles for certain things. Like, that's just so weird to me. Like, if the person decides that they want to do that and that's what they want to do, and if they don't, they don't. Like, you can't force it. Y'all just ain't gonna work out.
I believe like making sure that decisions, like when something's permanent, but that's with anything, that you either are old enough and sound of mind, or you have parental consent. I'm behind all of that stuff. I'm behind when you want your child exposed to that kind of thing. But I tell people all the time, I was a little kid, 5 years old. I think the first movie I saw them in was Crooklyn, RuPaul. Now that's drag, but at the same time, that was still a man dressed up as a woman. I understood that. Did it make me want to put on heels? Did it make me want to put on makeup?
That'd be like so crazy with me.
Men who fear that so much, I'm like, what happened to you in the past, or what are you hiding and shoving deep down inside of yourself? Come out. Please. It's a safe place for everyone. Just like it was like a couple years ago, someone had outed like a southern governor or maybe mayor or something. He ended up killing himself, and I don't think he was ready to come out to people. And it was like people in his his immediate circle knew, but someone outed him. And it's like, yo, you don't know the courage that it takes for people to come out and be themselves. My whole thing is,
with that, it's just like, if you're doing that, then do that, but don't be lying to other people that you're intimate with about you doing that.
Oh, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, like that's where I draw the line.
That's different. That's when you're completely lying.
Yeah.
But I always say though, there's some dead giveaways. If you love women the way I love women, you can tell when it's not when they weren't born biologically a woman, because I don't want to be disrespectful. When they're not a cis woman, there's just certain things that you can tell, and sometimes they can afford it to be more like themselves, so they can get surgery and things. But it's just certain things that a cis woman possesses that a trans woman doesn't. And I know people get upset. I'm not anti-trans because I'm saying that. That is just my perspective and my point of view, just like you have yours, and that is just how I feel. I feel like there are differences for me, because if there weren't, I would be attracted to trans women.
Right. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Every now and then you get confused.
You do. You'll be, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's a beautiful trans woman.
Exactly.
I would not be able to be intimate with that trans woman, but that's a beautiful trans woman.
Yeah.
But honesty is the best policy, because
honesty is definitely the best policy. Just be honest.
There's some people,
and you don't even have to disclose your business. Just say that you're dealing with somebody else, and I will let you be.
Oh, are we talking about the same thing? Because I know there was a situation, I think it was in Atlanta. I don't know how many years ago it was, but like, I don't know if they actually released the information, but it was like a guy was messing with a trans woman. Well, I'm just woman, because cis woman and then woman was being intimate with a woman and didn't know. They didn't disclose it, or maybe thought that he knew, and I think he killed her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I know some people feel like they shouldn't have to disclose those things, but you just don't. We're not in a society yet where it's normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where it's normal, where it's like it don't even matter.
Though,
you know what I mean? Like where it's just like, oh, we're kicking it, and then all of a sudden it came out, and they're like, I don't really care. We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
So there's people and that's my thing about the masculinity, where it's like I could never let nobody know that this even happened because that's gonna make me look away, and I gotta deal with it this way.
Just be in your truth with it. Like I like how Tyler Perry is like, I guess, putting light on those type of situations in his show, Bruh.
Oh, word?
Yeah, one of the guys on there has feelings for a trans woman. Well, cis woman, whatever.
And they exploring it?
He is. And his homeboys are accepting it. Like, you know, once they all found out, they are accepting it. But he's, like, still weird about it.
I like that they did that in P Valley. They had the rapper.
Murder.
Yeah.
Going through it. Lil Murder. He was going through it.
I like that they.
That Clifford, though. Like, Clifford, I'm about to go.
People, it's so funny. Because people are like, oh, they're pushing an agenda.
But that's some scary stuff because those be the main ones. Like, the tough guys.
And that's my thing. There's no agenda being pushed. They're just actually having life. Imitate art.
Like that's really how it be. The tough guys, and they the ones
art imitate life.
Like Janet said, they the ones doing the bending.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, because art really does imitate life. Like these are things that are happening. There are people in positions where they feel like if they revealed what they're into, then their masculinity is in question.
Just be honest about it. Your masculinity is ever gonna be in question if you're just honest.
But we are so fickle as a society because especially with black culture, like, you know, someone might get flack for like being gay in a rap community.
But didn't they just have like the first NBA player come out gay or something?
I think so. Like, but I was gonna say, like, you ever seen The Wire?
No.
All right. Well, there's a popular character, Omar, and he gets busy in that show. He gunning people down, so people respect him, and he happens to be gay. But there's respect because he's going around killing people. And don't get me wrong, there's more to it, but the gist of it is that he gets down in the streets.
And they know, but they don't say anything because they don't want to get killed.
I mean, no, people know. That's my whole.
So they know, like he's openly.
And it's a character that's revered, like in just like society, like with that show, because that show is such a revered show. Mm-hmm. But that's my thing is like in certain situations, depending on the culture, it's like, well, it's okay because I mean he gay, but he be killing people, you know, like, and it's like what, like. But I feel like more people are coming around. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are not being honest with themselves, and that's where a lot of aggression comes from. That's where a lot of lies come from. And it's like, yo,
just be honest.
But we do need to create the space for people to feel that way. That also comes around
that cheating stuff too. They just be cheating. They don't know what they want.
How do you think relationships and marriage are viewed today?
I feel like it's just all so bad right now. I don't even know what to blame it on, just people in general. But, like, it's just all bad. Like, everybody is, like, trying to play this get them game. Like, I got to get them before they get me. So, no relationship is ever just, like, genuine because somebody always feels like somebody else doing something. So, your relationship is just never, like, genuine. Like, because somebody always trying to have that leg up over the other person so they don't get hurt. And it's like, if that's how you feeling, then just don't come over here. Like, you need to heal first.
That part. Because my thing is, I'm just getting back into dating. And one thing is, to a fault, like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, when I had walls up, it was real bad. I didn't let anybody in. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to go back to that because I'm afraid that if I do go back to that, I'm not going to know how to bring those walls back.
Yeah, you're going to shut everybody out.
And I'll be okay being by myself. That's the sick part. I'm completely okay. So, but it's like, I do feel that. I feel like a lot of people are so afraid of being hurt that they are already 1 foot out the door pretty much just to protect themselves.
All the time.
And we all are risking something when we decide to be in any kind of situation with someone.
Exactly.
So it's kind of just unfair. And then it's the maturity thing too of just transparency of like, yo, this is what my situation right now. And this is what I can allow in my life.
And giving somebody the choice to decide if that's what they want to do. That'd be the biggest thing. Like, give somebody the choice, and then don't be, like, gaslighting when they trying to make their choice. Like, oh, give me more time. I'm not ready yet, when you just need to say you got a bitch.
See, the thing about it, and I do, being cheated on has been a blessing for me. I know that sounds crazy because there's just certain signs that I can see. There's certain red flags that are immediate for me now.
You would
And
think after all these years it would be immediate for me. I still be green as hell, but
but
it's because I do give people the benefit of the doubt a lot, and it's like I also go with trying to like have conversations to give you the chance to disclose, and I'm just somebody I always be like, God's gonna show me eventually, like, cause I be needing concrete. Like you can move so funny. You can do the goddamn Cupid shuffle. I'm probably still not gonna know that you're stepping out because I need the concrete evidence because I'm known for jumping to conclusions. But it's just like, so I go with doing the conversations, giving you the chance to come clean. You don't never come clean. So when I do find out, it's a dub. Like I done had several conversations with you for you to say what's happening. You're not like.
what's funny is that when I got cheated on, I already had an inkling that it was happening.
Mm.
The sad part is I didn't give a fuck because the relationship was already so far gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of knew, but still, when it was confirmed, I still was like, really though, like, because we couldn't just have a fucking conversation.
Literally,
when you already knew that I already wasn't happy here, so we could have just had a conversation. But now
and
you're adding
got it under wraps. Like
yeah, now we're adding another layer to it because now you have traumas that you're building for me and triggers for me because now I'm going through you lying. I'm going through all of these situations where it's like, damn, you're being dishonest, showing me one side of you and doing something else completely
totally different.
Now my trust is fucked up. I have insecurities I didn't even have before, and like, truth is, you really don't give a fuck because you're a selfish person, and that's and I feel like with cheating, it's a thing about being selfish at the end of the day, and everyone is selfish in their own ways. Selfish. So it's just like you want your cake and you want to eat it too, and that's pretty much what it is.
That's really what it is.
But then you go into gaslighting people too, just like you said. Like you need concrete information, but then people are kind of like, I've seen niggas that I know do it.
They tell you them white lies. They tell you a little piece, but don't tell the full story. But it's like I always tell people, I be like, God don't play with me. And they just be thinking I'm playing like that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to believe what you're saying because, I mean, what else I could do but believe it? But it's going to come out, and every time, everything always comes out, all the time.
I always ask for God to reveal situations from us. And he'll keep dropping hints until it comes out. All the time. Like, you can't hide but for so long. And, like, for me, I have a conscience, so it's hard for me to lie, which I wish it was easier for me because life would be much easier for me if I could just lie to people straight to their face. But in that situation, knowing somebody was just lying straight to my face like that, crazy work. Crazy. I'm like, you need an Oscar. You should get into acting. That's how, and that's what a lot of people be doing out here. Just acting.
It's just an act. It's a good act too. They can get a freaking Grammy. And then it's like the switch up once they be caught be so crazy to me. Like they be blaming you. They be having, if you wasn't strong, they'll have you second guessing, like, and be like, nigga, no, I know I ain't stupid. Stop playing with me.
See, I also think sometimes people don't have, and it goes both ways, because I've seen people have healthy, like, parents, seeing their parents have healthy relationships, have healthy marriages, and be terrible. Like, and it's crazy. Like, my parents, man, they got a divorce for infidelity. So, but I've been faithful in all my relationships. If I had a situation where I crossed a line or thought I was going to, I was honest with my partner at that time and let them know. Like, this, I might not disclose everything to save their feelings, and you can say that's lying or not, but I would check out of the relationship, because
you would be honest.
Because I know, like, yo, if I can do that, when I'm with somebody, I don't even be looking at people like that. I really don't. That's just how I work. Now, not everybody's not like that. I see that. But then I just feel like you can have a conversation. And if you feel like you can't have a conversation with your person, that might not be your person.
Yeah.
And it might not be your person because of them, but because of you. Going back to what you said about being healed. A lot of people are out here and they're not healed. They have not done shadow work or any kind of work.
And they're trying to move forward, but it's like you need to work on yourself. Like, you're trying to move forward with somebody that is on a whole different healing journey than you. And so they're ready for something that you're not because you're still healing. So now it's looking like you lying and you just wasting my time. But, you know, people don't be getting it. They really just don't understand it. And that's why it's like, relationships really take a lot of emotional intelligence and just like relationship intelligence too, just like knowing how to work a relationship. Some people goals in relationships be non-realistic
Because people,
and unfair.
it's like people think, and I think I might have said this before, but you really wouldn't know that you're in a bad relationship if you don't have anything to
Good
compare it
compared
to.
to. That is so true.
So you're kind of like, yeah, I thought that was a good relationship. We argued all the time, but people say people argue all the time. You're like, that's not healthy. So I feel like there's some people that think, especially some people I run into, where they think it's cute to be on the phone arguing with their man all the time, and especially in front of people. Oh,
no,
yada yada
for
yada,
real, being crazy.
and it's like, so I've seen people behave a certain way, and it's like you can tell it's what they've seen.
Oh yeah, that's what you said. They be arguing on the phone with their man in public.
Yeah, they're arguing with their man on the phone in public, like, but it's like they think it's cute, like being loud and talking back. It's almost like
it's like that. That's the. That's why I be telling people like, I ain't got time for that crazy stuff. Like, if your goal is to see me out of my element, we don't need to be together. Like, that stuff is so childish to me. That stuff that I was doing in high school, like all that quote unquote crazy stuff, and it's really immature.
Because it's like,
it's really immature. Like, I am not doing that behind no man. I got too much to lose.
It has to be.
Like,
is it like learned behavior? Like, are you seeing it somewhere and you thinking that this is what it's
be crashing out, tweaking, because their daddy ain't been in their life. I be thinking this because they ain't got no daddy. Because I don't care what a man do for me. Okay, you ain't worth me being crazy. You're not worth me pulling up to nobody's house at 2:00 in the morning being crazy. Like, that's absolutely insane. I'm not doing that. I'm not
into it. I'm
not doing that. Like,
if big scenes, if you can't talk to me at a volume like this, I know sometimes things get heated. We have disagreements. I don't even like having arguments. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, we need to know how to communicate.
Too. And it's like, if you ever get me out my element like that, don't be shocked because you clearly did something. Because I'm going to repeat something so many times. And when and then you keep doing it, I don't say nothing, I'm a blow up every time.
But that's why
I'm like, I don't be wanting people that put me in that situation. I want you to hear me the first time when I say I don't like something and then fix it.
And that's why it's important to know yourself, because now I'm to the point where I know exactly what works for me and what doesn't work for me. I know my boundaries. So like you said, if I tell you something, it will bother me or is a trigger for me, whether it has to do with my past trauma from childhood or current, and then you go ahead and you do that, I already know you're not for me because you're not paying attention. Exactly. You're not even paying attention. You're not comprehending, so your communication's not always there. And either you heard and you just don't give a fuck, or you didn't hear at all. Either way, it's bad.
It's bad.
So people showing up not healed, not doing the work, not knowing themselves, and not having boundaries, not knowing what works for them, what doesn't work for them. So how are you going to be in a relationship with someone else? Like, especially if you can't even communicate clearly.
They all psycho. They are. Everybody's psycho. Like, I just feel like everybody's psycho. Everybody want things that's just not realistic. Like, I feel like certain men, they just feel like, oh, because I'm doing this and that for you, you need to do this. Like, you need to respect me. You just need to listen to what I'm saying. No, I'm not. But thank you. But I ain't asking you to do that.
I believe in just mutual respect.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Just mutual respect. Do for me as I would do for you and vice versa. And they don't be doing that. Like, and it's like, oh, men just be thinking they so sneaky. Like, they give it away every time they doing something. Like, it just be so funny.
What you mean?
Like, they just be thinking like, they be doing that. Like, men create a pattern. Like, that's what be so bad. Like, they create a pattern and then they like go off the pattern. And then they be like, you doing something. Like, especially when it just be like, I hear from you all day, when you usually like, it be like you doing something. Like, it be guilty. And then it's like, they just always get caught. And I just always be like, I don't even be mad no more. Like, I don't even be mad no more. The only time I get really mad is when I feel like you definitely playing on me. Like, you really don't give a fuck. Like, you're really, like, being blatantly disrespectful. But most times when they get caught up, I really don't care. I don't be hurt. I don't be sad. I just move on.
But see,
Like,
I think women do the same thing though, and like is just and that's my thing. It's just a human thing because I feel like sometimes, especially when you're dating somebody, you start to notice the patterns. But you can obviously tell the patterns when something changes. There's because usually someone else has come along and they are entertaining that idea, which I have no problem with. But just be honest about it.
they don't never know how to be honest.
And then sometimes it might not. And sometimes we can project if we don't confront and we say, hey, what's going on with this? And it could be a mental health thing. It could be there's so much shit going on today. It could be a personal thing. But still, that means you don't know how to communicate your emotions and what's going on with you. And then that's the thing is that people be having so much trauma and triggers from past relationships that people will project things onto you that someone else did to them. I know that I'm trying not to be guilty of it getting back into dating. So I know that happens, but then you can squash that with good communication skills. But you have to be in touch with your emotions and honest about your emotions and not ashamed of your emotions to have those conversations. And that's why I think that the whole idea of what like masculinity means is sometimes toxic because a man's not supposed to cry. A man is not supposed to care. Like, if you listen to every rap song, none of these guys care about their hearts getting broken.
Future did.
Exactly. Trust me, they cried tears. They're human beings. Yeah, the biggest thug that's killed people. I heard a couple
of hearts. That's why I be like, these men be so cap. They running into me be your worst nightmare. Send all the no good niggas over here. I'm the worst person they can run into.
Do you know what was so surprising was when I started hitting up some of my homies about what was going on with my marriage and them revealing like, oh, I've been through it too. Because I'm not even trying to sound like I'm special or anything, but I'd never been cheated on before. But I take that as a testament that I know of. But I take that to a testament to the women that I was messing with, that we had respect for enough respect to be like, hey, either I need a break or I'm not sure what's going on right now, so that you're not disrespected.
Right.
But it was surprising to hear how many men but just hold this shit inside. They don't tell nobody. It's just between them and their partner. And they holding this shit inside. That's why people be so aggressive out here, ready to do shit to people. Because you fighting whatever demons you fighting because you don't want to deal with it. All that
fighting
hard
the
shit.
demons from laying with that other person.
Exactly. All that hard shit don't matter, bro. Cry sometimes. Crying is healthy.
They don't be knowing how to do that. They be just trying to chuck you underneath their chin. Be walking around here 30 days, 30 nights looking depressed. Because they get over it.
People think you only are one way, which makes no sense. I hear people talk about Tupac all the time. Like, well, how is he so soft, but then he's so hard? Nigga, because he knew himself. You can say Gemini too, but he knew himself. People don't understand that when you are a trained actor, you go through so much to get in touch with your emotions to play different roles and characters. You know how there's some people that method act and they really get into a role? In order to do that, it takes a lot on the mental, but also you're tapping into emotions, all your emotions to be able to conjure up. People think that acting is just, fake crying. That's what some people do. It's really what people do with film acting you can, but people usually are conjuring up emotions, similar emotions that are felt from maybe a past trauma or something like this, but now you're bringing those emotions and you're able to, this is the mental thing, you have to separate those emotions from that actual event in your life, but you are saying these are emotions that I would feel in this. So you're just taking the emotions, but not the whole concept of what happened to you in the past, but now what's happened to this character. So that's how you tap in and relate. That takes work. Like you spend hours and hours in working on how to do this. So when you're in touch with yourself like that, it becomes easy for you to create art. That's why a lot of these artists they're not really artists. They're stagnant. They're talking about the same thing, same formula. They can't go any deeper because they don't know how to. They don't have the training to. They don't have the time to sit because of, like our last episode, how much work people are doing, working 5 days a week, working 6 days a week, working 12-hour shifts. When do you sit with yourself to really sit with your emotions?
Exactly.
So it's just crazy to see
so true.
that people are still not like tapping and like, yo, I gotta, if I want to be the best version of myself, I have to do the work on myself. Distractions. See, you can call it distractions, but if you change your timeline, you have pages and people that are literally specializing in this to help you, to promote you healing. You can watch videos on YouTube. You choose to still live that way. You choose not to evolve. You choose not to be a better self.
But that's the part of where people don't be looking into mental health. So They don't think that this is a part of mental health, but it is.
But then I wonder, though, because my thing is, I love, even though people get on my nerves, humans get on my nerves so much, I know that a lot of stuff I do is because I still have faith in humans, and I want to have little humans of my own. So I know that in order to be the most effective, to be able to communicate the most effectively, to be able to love effectively, I need to know myself and love myself. Right. And however that looks for me, I need to do that work. It's crazy to me with all of this knowledge we have around us that people are still not sitting with themselves to do that work. Trump, some of these people that we witness right now, Trump and these people, they need hugs.
Yes.
Trump and his little hands, he needs a hug. It's okay that daddy didn't love you. He wasn't around as much as you needed. It's okay.
To talk to somebody.
It's okay that you have an inferiority complex and you think that all these people are better than you and you need to put them down. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, some of them are better than you, but you have your family loves you.
Like
some of them, I guess.
Some of them.
But it's like
nephew,
people just need hugs.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they just need hugs and they just need to be real with themselves. That's really what it be. They don't be being realistic with themselves. They don't know who they are, so they like enter a lot of situations under fake personas, and then that leads to just more traumas.
You can lose yourself in a fake persona. Mm-hmm. You can lose yourself in a partner who may need you more emotionally than you are able to afford for the both of you. So you give it all to them, and then that's not fair either. So then you really have to just really know yourself to know what you're doing and what's affecting you. You okay?
I was swallowing. But yeah, that's why I'm just like, but yeah, that's why I'm like, people just gotta know themselves and relationships to be better.
So what would be your ideal relationship where, like, what do you think where you'll be like, this is finally it for me. I don't need anybody else. This is healthy. I'm going to evolve and work and be my best self every day with this person.
I don't know. Somebody that's similar to me, honestly. Somebody who's ambitious. They can adapt. I feel like I talked about this on the other episode. But,
we did.
Just somebody who's similar to me. I feel like that's kind of the only way it'll work. Like, I've tried dating opposite people. It don't work. They don't get the humor. They're sensitive. Like, they don't understand a lot. Just somebody who's similar to me that understands just who I am and that wants the best for me just like how I want the best for them. Dependable, honest, like, everything is equal. Like, not really, like, when I say equal, but everything is fair. Like, it's like a mutual agreement on everything. Like, stable.
I agree. I'll add to that by saying, like, I know sometimes I don't mind, like, someone that doesn't completely agree with everything, but like you said, it has to be an agreement on pretty much across the board, like 90% for it to work. Because I don't want to be arguing all the time and debating all the time. But then for me, I'm just realizing communication.
Yeah,
just being able to communicate. And this is assuming that the person has done all the work for themselves and they're the best version of themselves. And we still have to work every day to be the best versions of ourselves. So it's a continuous thing. It's not like I did the work and I'm done. But communication, I just realized, like, a lot of things get misinterpreted or misconstrued because we're just not communicating with one another, and it's not worth it.
And it's so easy, but a lot of people just don't know how to do it. They don't have great communication skills.
No, some people it's trauma about what happens when they told the truth before, or being afraid of confrontation. But if you want to be with someone, those are things that you have to work on, because that's not only in like an intimate relationship, but those are just in relationships, period. Mm-hmm. Those things are going to come up.
That's what I'm like, yeah. I don't know. It's the wrong generation to be trying to date for real. Wrong year, wrong everything.
It's going to feel like that sometimes, but I have hope. And with that, that is episode 504. Who cheats more, men or women? Don't be cheating, y'all. And if you are cheating, please wrap it up. Y'all be having babies on people. My grandfather had a whole nother family.
That sounds about right. That sounds like something that'll happen back then. Family be next door, too.
Don't do that to people, y'all. Give people the choice. Give people the choice.
Give people the choice.
This is the Everybody Hates Shu Podcast. I'm your host, J. Shuler. This is
Myraq.
And we'll be right back at y'all.
Period. Bye.
Peace.
I hate it here.